It's time for Michigan Fun on My Michigan TV, a weekly look at the top events in Michigan as presented by the state's leading authority on events, the Michigan Festival and Events Association. A full listing of events is available on MichiganFun.com. Michigan Fun is a production of My Michigan TV powered by Michigan Digital. Now, here's your host, President of the Michigan Festival and Events Association, Mike Szukhent.
Hey, welcome to Michigan Fun, the show where we check out the state's top festivals and events. I'm your host, Mike Szukhent. Summer is here and festival season is in full swing. And today we're going to check out some of Michigan's great summertime traditions. We're going to be talking about we're going to be learning more about the Birch Run Speedway and Event Center, and then the Charlotte Bluegrass Festival. But first, we're going to check in with Bay-Rama Fish Fly. And to talk to us about that, we've got Lisa Thomas, the president of the Anchor Bay Chamber of Commerce. How's Lisa today?
I'm doing good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being part of the show.
No
So I've got
problem.
your flyer. I got your flyer here, and it looks like this is your 58th. You know what? You don't look that old, by the way.
Just to be clear, I'm not, but our festival is definitely 58 years old.
And by the way, I knew that.
I know. It's okay.
So this is June 21st through the 25th. It's
Yeah.
a 5-day festival, and I see in your on your website, 80,000 people usually attend this event. That is huge.
Yeah, we were quite surprised by that number as well. We used to advertise that it was 35,000 people, and then we were able to get some mobile technology to give us some better numbers, and it was actually 89,000 people. So that's awesome.
That is. So what can anybody expect? You know, my wife and I have been there, and we know you guys got a well-oiled machine going on. But for those people who've never been there, what can you share with the activities that you guys have for Fish Fly?
All right. Well, we're a 5-day family-friendly festival, and we have kind of something for everyone. We have free kids games. We have a Miss Bay-Rama pageant. We have a Little Miss Bay-Rama pageant. We do cornhole tournaments. We have fireworks. We have a parade. We have a beverage tent. We have a cardboard boat race, which is a lot of fun. And of course, we have Rascal the Clown for the whole week. And then new this year, we are doing a youth cornhole tournament on Saturday. And we also have live entertainment every day.
I was there for the Little Miss beauty pageant, and that was just so gosh darn cute. Those kids are amazing.
It is adorable, yes. We have 20 contestants this year for our Little Miss.
Wow. Absolutely fantastic. And cornhole, a lot of people having cornhole tournaments during their festival, but you're having a junior division on this?
Yeah, it's our first time. So we had a group contact us, Youth Cornhole, asking if we could find some space and bring them in to host one of their tournaments. They kind of move around to different events, and we're always looking to showcase something new. So we're like, let's make it work. And they are going to be Saturday afternoon, I think 12 to 3.
That's great. That's great. So in order to pull off an event like this, you've got to have a lot of volunteers. How many volunteers do you usually have for this event?
We usually have about 200 volunteers over the week. I say week because we have a few days of setup before the event and at least a day or so of tear down and clean up after. We're fortunate to have that many people who want to be part of our festival. Out of that, 280 of them are probably our committee members that, are part of our month-to-month meetings and stuff like that.
My wife and I had the pleasure of being down there for Bay-Rama last year, and you and some of your other volunteers were sharing with us, it's not just a festival to have a festival. It's an organization that gives back lots of money back into the community. Tell everybody about the cause that goes, the reason why the volunteers all step up.
Sure. So over the 58 years, we've raised $2.1 million from our festival that we've kind of put right back into our local community. We've donated a beach to the community. We've donated a 33-acre park, a playscape, bleachers for a local park, etc. We support all of our local civic groups and their causes as well. For example, our local Lions group hosts the Winterfest. We sponsor it. We provide volunteers. We just like to support our community. It's part of who we are. So when you come down to our festival, your dollars are actually going right back into your local community.
That's awesome. That is fantastic. And of course, festivals also don't happen without sponsorship. And you've got some great partners in there. And I don't know whether or not you want to, I'll make the offer if you want to highlight any of them. And of course,
Sure.
The challenge with that is that if you miss somebody, but everybody knows that you love them.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we are very fortunate that we have a lot of local sponsors that support us. We always like to do a special shout out to our downtown businesses because we kind of shut down the downtown area during the festival. The businesses are open, but we're kind of blocking their doors per se. Our major sponsors this year is one of them is Pure New Baltimore. They stepped up and took our main sponsorship. And then a couple of our top sponsors are Corel Health and Meyer. Advia Credit Union, Anytime, Restoration, MGM Dumpsters, Macomb Power Sports, the Village of East Harbor, Extreme, Home Improvement, Petiprin, Gargie's and Bellastino's, Tom's Basement Waterproofing, and Rave Computer are the ones that are listed as our top billing. But of course, we probably have another 100 sponsors that are local businesses, smaller businesses that also did advertising, etc.
That's great. That's great. So for anyone that is interested in finding out more information about the festival, any dates or I shouldn't say dates and our time changes, how would they find out that information? You guys on Facebook, website?
Yeah, we are on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We have a website, bay-rama.com. We also have an event program that is inside all the local businesses. So any kind of changes would be, they should go there.
Okay. And your website is?
It's www.bay-rama.com.
That's fantastic. Well, Lisa, you guys are going to have a great time. Fish flies should be all hatching. If they aren't already, especially with the cooler weather now.
Yeah, so little known fact, we have nothing to do with the fish fly hatch. Although we do get lots of inquiries about it. We get lots of complaints about the fish flies. We just decided to embrace them, and we just love those little buggers.
Yes, they don't bite, so they're just there. Lisa, thank you for being with us today. You guys are going to have a great festival. You always do. Thank you very much for being on Michigan Fun today.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity, and hopefully we'll see some of you at the annual Fish Fly Festival next week.
Sounds great. Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you.
All right, so next up on Michigan Fun, get ready to start your engines because we're going to be talking to the Birch Run Speedway and Event Center. Be right back.
My Michigan TV is streaming everywhere on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and more smart TV apps. My Michigan TV is on your phone too. Take us with you wherever you go. Just search for My Michigan TV on your favorite app store or visit mymitv.com. All Michigan, streaming everywhere. My Michigan TV.
A fresh voice can speak to you.
And open your ears and your mind
to new views and new perspectives. The call of the wild.
A crescendo of culture. Listen as a chorus of fresh voices moves you.
Taking you to greater heights.
Add your voice to the mix.
And let Fresh answer back with perfect harmony in pure Michigan.
Welcome back to Michigan Fun, a weekly look at the top festivals and events across the state of Michigan. And our next guest is from the Birch Run Speedway and Event Center. Let's welcome to the show, General Manager Jason Lord. Hey, Jason, how you doing?
Mike, I'm doing great. Thank you very much for having me on.
Great to have you. You know, it's racing season, and you guys got a whole lot of stuff going on there at the Birch Run Speedway. And also for clarification, for those people who do not know, the Birch Run Speedway, formerly known as Dixie Motor Speedway, it's one of the same. You got to see it. It's an absolutely gorgeous facility. But that's enough of my talking about it. Jason, it's your show. You get to boast about everything you guys got going on, and you got a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It is a big year. So already we've had winged sprint car nationals for the first time at Birch Run Speedway. It was Friday and Saturday night, Memorial Day weekend, all sprint cars all weekend. It was great. We also had on June 3rd the biggest modified race in the country. That was to raise awareness for Down syndrome. It was $21,000 to win, and we ended up with 55 modifieds. It was a very, very fun night. We raised over $17,000 for Hurley Hospital as well. And coming up, if you're looking for some fun, we've got June 23rd and 24th, a whole lot more fun. On the 23rd, on Friday, we have modifieds, front wheel drives, pure stocks, street stocks, and figure eights. So it'll be our normal local classes, whole lot of fun to come. And then on the 24th, if you're a little more on the wild side, we have what's called Dixie Destruction. We have trailer races. We have figure eight bus races. We have push races where a car has to push another car that's not powered, or a pull race where the front car has a chain and pulls the second car that's not powered. And a lot of those are figure eight races. So there's, the point where you have to cross in the middle of the figure eight in the middle of the X, and there's quite a bit of action. That's a very fun night.
Oh my gosh. Talk about taking racing and making it kid friendly.
Oh, absolutely. It is fun. It is great entertainment. If you're not quite ready for a full night of competitive racing, it's just fun to get out, family, fun atmosphere. It's great.
Well, and that was one of the things I was going to ask you. The Birch Run Speedway and Event Center isn't just a racetrack. I mean, there's lots of activities for people to do that may be lukewarm to racing. Why don't you tell everybody about some of those other amenities that you guys have there?
Well, sure. There's always concerts on the United Financial Credit Union stage. And then also in the infield this year, the first time ever that I've done is we have Jody Messina on September 16th in the infield of the track. So that'll be a huge concert, lots of fun. The other things that are not the typical racing things are the Dixie Destructions. And if you're looking for a good burger or Philly cheesesteak, we've got Gas Alley, which happens to be the longest bar in Michigan. It's 130 feet long, and that is open every day from 10 to 11, every day except for Sunday, I should say, Monday through Saturday. So open every day, just starting this week.
Awesome. You got a nice skybox. You've got a venue for private parties. Everything is asphalt, so you're not tripping on gravel. You guys doing it right. It's just a fabulous place to go.
Thanks, Mike. We do. So we call it the clubhouse, and I'm glad you brought it up. It's a great place for retirement parties, kids' birthday parties. We've got room for inflatables next to it. Anyone that wants to have a family reunion, it's a good place. We have cornhole that we can set up outside of that. That's available to rent for or high school open houses. We have quite a few of those. It's just a great place to come and hang out and leave the mess behind you. You know, we've got the tables and chairs, we've got the restrooms, quite a bit of other things going on rather than just racing. We try and stay busy for sure.
You guys are definitely busy. I'm looking at your sheet here on your entertainment, and yes, Jody Messina is definitely a headliner, but you guys got live entertainment there all the time. It's not just a racetrack.
It's not, and we have live entertainment every race night as well. So when the races wrap up, we encourage people to come in Gas Alley, hang out for a little bit longer, and listen to some live music. So that is every single race night.
Let everybody pull out of the parking lot that wants to get out of the parking lot and have an adult beverage, sit down, listen to some music. It's awesome. It's awesome. And almost just under $18,000 to autism. And that's
Early hospital
money.
Yeah, it's great. The Downright Awesome is the organization that we work with every year. It's Sarah Quall and Tiffany Lakota do a phenomenal job at raising money, organizing things. This year was just excellent. We had drivers from Colorado, Texas. The driver that won it was from Pensacola, Florida. We had people from all over, and it was a lot to do with their organization, them pulling in drivers. They offered gas cards for drivers that were driving over 500 miles. And people rolled in on Wednesday, and the race wasn't till Saturday. They stayed in their campers, in their toter homes that they pulled the race cars with. They were great people. We had a lot of fun and had a great race on Saturday, and it was all for a good cause.
Jason, I'm looking at your schedule. You know, we talked a little bit about the music entertainment. You guys got, I mean, I'm looking at this calendar of events, and you're well into October. As a matter of fact, it looks like last event is your Monster Mash Halloween event on October 28th. Are you guys running every single weekend?
We are, yeah, and sometimes Friday and Saturday. We are, and it's interesting you brought up the Halloween special that we do. It's we encourage people to dress up, and last year we picked 4 winners that we gave season passes to for this year for the best costume. So we also we had a where you could meet the drivers that night. They parked on the front stretch. The kids could get autographs, plus the drivers passed out candy, and we did some other. You know, it's one of our destruction events, so we can get a little crazy with it, and we found some last minute pumpkins that weren't going to be sold, so we dumped, I don't even know, 300 or 400 pumpkins on the back stretch, and the drivers had to go through one of the races and make it through the pumpkins, and it's a fun night. It's great.
Yeah, but I also see here you got some serious stuff coming up on September 8th, or excuse me, September 9th. Again, I'm not that big in racing. I dabbled with it a little bit. You got NASCAR, and then below NASCAR, is that Xfinity or is that NASCAR? And then you got then you got ARCA,
CRA, CRA, yeah.
And then you got CRA. So
yeah, quite a few big classes coming. The next big one is when the JEG CRA comes, they always race on a Saturday, but because they're out of town, they practice all day Friday, and they don't have anything to do. So we always make sure there's an outdoor concert that Friday night, which will be June 30th this year. And then the race will be July 1st. And the JEG CRA series comes 3 times. We call it the Triple Crown. It's really interesting that they have a chance to win $25,000. So if you win the first race, you can opt to go to the rear of the second race. And if you win that one, you get a $7,000 bonus. And then for the third race, you can opt to go to the rear of that. And then if you win the third, if you win all 3, you get another bonus of $25,000 on top of the regular purse that you would win.
Anybody wanting to know any additional information or to be able to get your download your schedule of events, how do they get a hold of you? How do they find out what's all the great things happening at Birch Run Speedway?
Yeah, Birch Run Speedway. We're on Facebook. We're posting a lot, as you can imagine. With Gas Alley going on and all the races that we have going on, live music in Gas Alley. There's a lot of posting going on Facebook, so you can keep up with our stuff there. Or if you're just looking for our schedule and the latest updates, you can always go to birchrunracing.com.
Great. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate you being with us today. It's always a pleasure hearing about the great things happening over there at the Speedway. And obviously, that's a key part of having fun in Michigan. Thanks again.
A lot of fun for families. Thank you very much, Mike. I really appreciate you having me on.
Well, that wraps up that one, and a lot of good stuff there. What's coming up next on Michigan Fun, we're going to talk to the Charlotte Bluegrass Festival. We're going to have some picking and grinning. Be right back.
What makes a destination special? Experience wide open spaces, peaceful lakes, winding trails, sweeping vistas, and flowing rivers. All natural, all good, all fun. Your all outdoors adventure awaits at GaylordMichigan.net.
Welcome to Mackinac Island. We were just named the #1 island destination in the continental U.S. by Travel and Leisure magazine.
We are proud of our little slice of paradise.
And hope we have a chance to visit soon.
So hop on in and treat yourself to fascinating history,
delicious island traditions,
and an unforgettable nightlife.
We look forward to seeing you soon on Mackinac Island.
Welcome back to Michigan Fun, a weekly look at the top events across the state of Michigan. Our next guest is from the Charlotte Bluegrass Festival. Welcome to the show, producer Wes Pettinger. Wes, glad to see that you can make it today. Looking forward to the bluegrass.
Me,
a little picking and grinning.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So I see here it's the 51st annual Charlotte Bluegrass Festival, and it's June 22nd through the 24th. You got some great bands that are going to be playing there. Why don't you tell everybody about what your lineup is?
Yeah, so this is our 51st year, and just a little bit of a background on it. My dad took me out to this festival at 9 years old in 1972. That kind of ages me, obviously. And I took it over in 2013, and we're excited this year to have a Grammy Award winner, Michael Cleveland, and Flamekeeper. He has recently gotten off a tour recently with Billy Strings with a tour called My Bluegrass Heart, which was also with Bela Fleck. But we've also got the Cody Norris show coming in for 2 days. He's like a vintage classic bluegrass band. We also have the Lonesome River Band. They're Grammy-nominated bands as well. And then we have the Amanda Cook Band. We have the Edgar Loudermilk Band. He was bass player of the year at the Spigman Bluegrass Awards. So we're excited to have everybody coming out to the Eaton County Fairgrounds, June 22nd through the 24th. Should be a fun event, Mike.
So for 3 days, what are the hours? Are there any other activities going on while the Bluegrass Festival is going on? Or is everything going to be on stage?
No, there's a whole lot going on. So we actually call it 2 shows in one. Our shows start around noon on each day with a dinner break around 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. So each band will play 2 sets per day. But out in the camping area, we expect to have over 300 campers this year. And we have jams all over the park. So novice pickers to beginners to very advanced pickers come out and jam nighttime, daytime, just about around the clock. Very little sleep goes on in the campground, to be honest with you, on most nights with all the people picking. And people that you've never met before will offer you a beverage of choice, a hot dog, hamburger, very family oriented. We have workshops banjo workshop, songwriting workshop, bass workshop, things like that we'll have on Friday and Saturday as well. And there's a ton of kids with their bicycles and stuff like that.
I saw on your website some of the workshops, which I really enjoyed the fact that you had a group of people all gathered together, just sitting there and comparing notes and how do I get that sound and how do I do that and that right there is the real show. I mean, yes, the stuff that happens on stage is entertaining, but how do you get that sound that you've got on stage? That to me is the amazing part of what you guys do.
Yeah, a lot goes into that, Mike. So I've been playing since I'm 9 years old. Dad taught me to play banjo, and I grew up playing with a friend during those years out to the fairgrounds, and then we go to other bluegrass festivals and concerts. And it's a matter of how, whether you're playing golf, whether you're playing guitar, playing banjo, whatever you choose that's your hobby or interest that you get into is the kind of time that you put into it. And people that put a lot of time and effort into it obviously get pretty good results out of that. But saying that, it doesn't mean that at 55, 60 years old, you take up a guitar or a banjo or mandolin. We have plenty of people that just started playing in the recent years, getting older in age, and that doesn't hinder them one bit. And as long as everybody keeps it fun, don't make it where it's where you get aggravated with it. It's very fun, and then when you get around these other people to pick music, it just you learn more and more on one-on-one experiences.
Well, it's Americana. It's there's no synthesizers in there. There's no electric guitars. I mean, this is pure Americana talent and music, and that's what makes bluegrass so good. And there's been some great artists that comes out of. There's been some great artists that has come out of. Go ahead.
Yeah, we the thing about us is and there's as far as electric guitars and electric instruments, it's just harder. You have to have amplifiers, get them plugged in, and to sound like they do. And obviously, there's so much talent across the world with electric guitars and electric instruments. But with our venue, you can just pull it right out of the case in the parking lot around a campfire and start jamming, and you'll be amazed at 4 or 5 good musicians that get together. It almost sounds like a record, but yet it's live around a campfire, and that's what's pretty special about this music, as well as its heritage.
That's great. That's great. Wes, if anybody's looking for some additional information about schedules and stuff like that, you got a website or Facebook that you want to share with everyone?
Yeah, we have both. We have CharlotteBluegrassFestival.com, and we also have Charlotte Bluegrass Festival Facebook, and all the information's on there. Camping's $18 per night if you camp. Tickets are $30 per day for the day shows, or you can buy a $90 weekend ticket for the shows June 22nd through the 24th.
Sounds great, Wes. Thank you for being with us today. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of picking and grinning, and a lot of good down-home family music. So thank you very much for being with us today.
Yeah. Thanks so much for having us, Mike, and we appreciate your organization. And we'll see you all at the Charlotte Bluegrass Festival.
Well, that's a wrap for this week's show. To find out more information about any of these events or any other event, it's available on our website at michiganfun.com. Also, I want to thank our producer, Jared Clark, and the entire staff at My Michigan TV. That's My Michigan TV, mymitv.com. You can browse it anytime. That's where you'll find the live downloads or anything from our library. Until next week, I look forward to seeing everyone back here again next week. Have a great weekend and get out there and have some fun.